Good afternoon, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mr. Canavan. I'm the Director of Campus Safety, as well as the Assistant Track Coach and the Assistant JV Football Coach. Today I'm going to instruct you on my first teaching class at Nobles, Mr. Canavan's Land and Navigation Course 501, also known as Wayfinding. I reached out to Mr. Gallagher and Mr. Denning, and I got special authorization that this course will qualify as an academic course where you will be studying, learning, memorizing, and strategizing about how you move about campus. And this course will also serve as an athletic program where you will be learning and demonstrating your skills in climbing stairs, using a backpack, moving about campus. I've also reached out to the NCAA, and I've gotten special authorization that this program will serve as VIP recruiting status to the finest academic institution in this country in their fine track program, the College of the Holy Cross. All kidding aside, what is wayfinding? Wayfinding is the protocol that we're introducing for this year with the coronavirus so that we can move about in an efficient manner while de-densifying the campus and keeping everyone at a safe distance. One of the things we know about this virus is that it transmits very easily amongst close contact, gatherings of people, especially indoors. So the goal here is to space everybody out. This will be done during the 10-minute transition periods between classes. There'll be two main entry points coming onto campus in the morning. The main schoolhouse entrance by the flagpole and the middle school entrances. At both entrances, all students will be screened. They'll have to show their attestation app. The locations will be separated by grade. Mr. Denning and Mr. Gifford will be sending you out communication as to the specific location you need to come in the morning. For example, if you are coming to the main schoolhouse and you're getting dropped off, we're asking your parents to drop you off in the front to pull up as far as possible to allow other people to line up. You'll exit your car. We are asking parents to stay in their vehicles. The students will come up, you'll enter, you'll be screened right in this area by members of the staff. You'll have to show your green attestation pass, and then you will enter the schoolhouse, and you will then employ the wayfinding to get to your first period class, your homeroom class. So here we are in the schoolhouse main lobby. When you enter, you'll notice the signs indicating the direction of travel. The schoolhouse main lobby during transition time is one way. When you come in, you can go to the right to the Art Center. That's directional one way as well. You can walk towards the beach side, and you will notice that as you come through the doors, you'll continue to see signage indicating the direction of travel. You can go left to the schoolhouse. If you need to access Lawrence, you can go right. You will see clear signage indicating the direction of travel. So this is the entrance to Lawrence Auditorium. You'll see the dedicated entranceway. You come in, and then you flow through your seats. When you need to exit Lawrence, you'll be exiting through the opposite side hallway or the two exits in the rear of the building. If you use the opposite side hallway, that'll be for if you need to return to the Art Center or you need to go to Shattuck. If you need to go to other buildings, you should be using the rear exits of the auditorium. The direction of travel, the wayfinding for the Art Center, goes from the main school entry direction towards the north lot. The staircase by the Foster Gallery is a dedicated up staircase. If you need to access the second floor, you'll be using this staircase to access the second floor. The second floor wayfinding is the exact same way as the first floor. The exit staircases is these two staircases that are located on either side of Vinnick Theater. So you'll come down those staircases to exit the building. So during the course of the day, if you need to access the schoolhouse or the Art Center from other buildings and you're coming in from the beach side, these doors are one way only for the transition period. You'll notice the do not enter side indicating that you should not be going through these doors when you come from the main entrance. If you come in from this entrance, you can go right to Shattuck. If you need to access the Art Center, you go left. As you are going down to Lawrence, you go down the hallway and you go up those short stairs to access the Art Center and continue that one-way direction in the Art Center. So doing the wayfinding in Shattuck, these stairways will be closed off. You're not allowed to use those stairways during the day. That access the health symptom space, which I'll get into later. Walking through Shattuck, if you're using Shattuck as your entry point in the morning, you will be coming this way to access the different areas of the campus to find your homerooms in your first period class. As you come through, again, you will notice the signage on the floor. You will notice the signage on the walls indicating the direction of travel. If you need to access Computer Street for any reason, it is a two-way direction of travel. You can go down, you stay to the right to access any computer resources you need, and as you turn around again, you stay to the right. Maintaining distancing, and always having your mask on. As we continue to march forward, if you need to access the tents as a homeroom, we are asking you to travel the length of Shattuck all the way down to the memorial room door, exit there, and then follow the pathway down to the tennis courts where you can access the tents. If you are going to the other buildings, you will be exiting through the Gleason Doors. The Gleason Doors have dedicated exit doors only going out. As we continue to march forward, you'll see here are the Gleason Doors right here. These doors will be open. You'll come through the main schoolhouse and you'll exit here. As you walk through the building, you will notice signs that say, sit here, sit here. You can sit in those spaces if you are on a free period, but we need you to sit exactly on those circles. Those are all measured at 6 feet apart. They are scattered throughout Gleason Hall and in the alcoves. If you need to access the second floor of Shattuck Schoolhouse to go to the college office for any reason, wayfinding is also employed during the transitional periods. The north and south stairwell are the dedicated up stairwells. The Gleason Hall stairway from the second floor is the dedicated down stairway. So we're asking you to make sure that you employ wayfinding during those transitional periods in those locations as well. This is the exit area right outside the Shattuck Schoolhouse down by the memorial room. This is the area you'll be coming through to access the tents for your homeroom in the morning. You'll simply proceed through the doors and you'll walk down the path and continue to march to the path to access the tennis courts. When you are in the areas in the upper campus between the academic buildings, you will notice arrows that are on the pathways. Some of the pathways are dedicated one-way pathways during transition period. If there are no arrows, it's a dedicated two-way pathway. So you'll notice when you exit the schoolhouse, if you need to return to the art center, you'll follow the path that runs adjacent to the schoolhouse. It's a one-way path going right towards the main entrance where you can go into those doors and access the art center. If you need to access the library, you will use the main roadway, which is two-way directional, and you will see the entrances to the library. The entrances are well marked with signs. The library entrance is an entrance, and the academic center is an entrance. You will see A-frame signs indicating that location. So as you walk in, you'll need to hand sanitize your hands. There are seats set up. They're all 6 feet apart. You can sit in one of those spaces. You cannot move those seats. The seats need to stay where they are. You can walk through. The wayfinding will bring you to here, and then the direction will change, and you go down this way, down into the stacks. You can use the stacks. You'll notice signage on the stacks that say stand here. If you want to stand there during a free period and you use your computer, you can do that as well. When you walk down, you will notice if you need to access the academic center, you'll come down this way. You can walk down here and you can access the academic side of the building. Once you access this part of the building, the directional wayfinding goes from Baker towards the frat, towards the castle. Again, one way only. You'll see on the carpet, you'll notice the directional travel of the stairway. The Baker side entrance is a dedicated entrance. You'll notice the do not enter sign directing you not to use this as an exit. It goes one way towards the frat and the castle. So here in the library, the librarians will be at their desk. The directional stays the same way, going from the Baker side towards the castle side. If you need to access the quiet room, you can walk this way. In this area of the stacks, it basically goes like a rotary. So you can go around. If you need to access the bathroom, you can cut through the library classroom. The quiet room is set up for 6 feet distancing inside. You can go in there and utilize those spaces. Again, you cannot move those chairs around. They're set at 6 feet. So we ask you to come in, take your seat. If you need to use the restroom during the time in here, you do not need to follow wayfinding, as it will not be a transitional period. The exit located by the quiet room is a dedicated exit. So if you need to exit the building, you can use this exit. If you need to go to the castle, this is the exit you use. Again, this is during the transitional period, the 10-minute period between classes. This is the dedicated up stairway for the academic center. So if you're coming in from the entryway by the main academic center entrance by Baker, you'll be coming up these stairs to access the second floor classrooms. Again, this is one-way directional only. You'll come up, you're going from the science side towards the frat, and you can flow into your classrooms. After you exit your classrooms at the end of class, you'll be employing wayfinding again, where you'll be going one directional to the dedicated exit, which is the doors by the frat. As you come out the doors, If you need to go to the castle, you cannot utilize the path of that door that takes you by Mr. Burick's office. That is a dedicated emergency exit. To access the castle, Shattuck, the middle school, or Baker, you need to go through this path to access those buildings. And again, if you need to access the castle, this is the way you need to go. You'll be entering the castle through those glass main doors. If you need to access the MAC, you can use the 56 path, go down those stairs to access the MAC. Standing outside the Baker Science building, Baker Science has one dedicated entryway and one dedicated exitway. You'll see the entrance sign. You'll walk in through these doors. You'll sanitize your hands on building entry. And you'll notice the directional pathway of the Baker building. The first floor and the second floor go from the middle school side towards the frat side. This first stairway is a dedicated up stairway. This stairway is one direction only, and that's going up. The one unique feature about Baker building is that it's the one building where you do not have to exit to stay within the building. You will access the return feature by going to the lowest level and going counterflow. That means that you'll be traveling from the frat side towards the middle school side. Walking through Baker building, if you need to access Toll's Theater, it's two-way direction. You'll see the arrows on the floor. The rule of thumb is stay to your right when you're entering, stay to your right when you're exiting, and that way you'll not be gathering and crossing paths with each other. We're following the directional wayfinding for a Baker. Again, we're going from the middle school side towards the frat side. You'll see the signage on the floor, you'll see the signage on the wall, and you can access your classrooms. When you come out, exit your classrooms, you have to follow the way signage as well and continue towards the exit, again, which is going towards the frat side. As we walk down the stairway, I'll demonstrate the return feature of the Baker building where you do not have to exit the Baker building. If you need to stay within the building, you just simply go downstairs to the basement level, follow the wayfinding, and you go in that counterflow direction that I spoke of from the first and second floor. You continue down the hallway, and then you go back up that staircase, and you can access the first or the second floor. So this is the dedicated exit for Baker building. When you need to exit Baker building, you'll be accessing this exit. You go through the door. As you come out, you have several options. If you need to access the Academic Center, Shattuck, the middle school, the Art Center, you can go up the pathway. You'll see there's white painted arrows in the grass. You can access the pathway this way to return towards those areas. If you need to access the MAC, you can access the pathway this way and use the 56 stairs to access the MAC. We're standing outside the main entrance to the middle school. This is the secondary drop-off location for morning entry. You'll be dropped off. Up here, we'll have the cars pull up as far as they can. You'll be dropped off as you exit. If you have an athletic bag, you'll see bins set up where you'll drop your athletic bag in the bin, and then you will walk down towards the roadway between the middle school and the science building. At that point, you will see staff and faculty who will screen you prior to entry. That means you have to show your green attestation pass that you receive in your email in the morning, and then you will go to your homeroom. We're standing in the middle school forum. This is the area you will be accessed when you enter the middle school. You can enter the middle school from the beachside main doors and the roadside main doors. When you come in either direction, you can access each wing of the middle school. You can access the Baker wing, and you can access the Art Center wing. To get to the second floor, you can access the second floor from both entrances. Coming from the beach side, the stairs are right there. You'll see the one-way side. If you're coming in from the main entrance, you simply cut across the forum. You'll see the arrows on the floor, and then you take a left and go upstairs to the second floor. The second floor wayfinding is the same as the first floor. You go from the forum to the Art Center and the forum to the Baker building. The stairways are dedicated down stairways on both ends of the building, and those are the dedicated exits as well. If the middle school is your entry point drop-off location in the morning and it is poor weather and it is raining out, you will be accessing campus through the middle school forum. You will come in, you will be screened in the middle school forum, and you can exit either direction. You can exit towards the Baker side if you need to access the Academic Center or the Baker building or the tents, and you can exit through the Art Center side if you need to access the Art Center or Shattuck. This is the main health office, and this is the office that you will access if you are symptom-free. If you have symptoms, you need to access the health office symptom space. To access the health office in the middle school, if you are symptom-free, you will simply enter the main doors in the middle school or the beachside doors in the middle school through the forum and access the first floor wing going towards the Baker building. This is the office that you need to access if you are not feeling well. If you are not feeling well, you need to access the health office symptom space, not the regular nurse's office in the middle school. The office is located just beyond the main schoolhouse entrance, below the admissions office. It's also directly across from Lawson House. If you have any difficulty accessing this space and you're not sure where to go, please reach out to any staff or faculty member you see on campus, and we will make sure that you are escorted to find this space. I am now going to review some general wayfinding guidelines. Number one, wayfinding is only employed during that 10-minute transitional period between classes. If you are in the middle of a class and you need to use the restroom, or you have a free period and you're walking about campus, you do not need to employ wayfinding. Two, in the event of an emergency, a fire drill, an evacuation order, a shelter-in-place order, wayfinding is suspended. Let me repeat that. In the event of an emergency, wayfinding is suspended. If you need to exit the building, you access any exit you can. If you're outside, you need to shelter in place inside a building, you access the building with whatever entranceway you can. Three, during periods of inclement weather, we may suspend wayfinding as well. We will announce this over the PA system, and teachers will be made aware that we are suspending wayfinding due to the weather. When that happens, the hallways will go two-directional. We're just asking you to stay to the right. The stairways will stay one-directional. The one exception to that is the Baker building. Baker building is the one building that you do not need to access outside, so the wayfinding will stay in place in the Baker building, where you can just access the basement floor to return throughout the building.